Hello, today we are going to do section 10.2, which is on the products of power property. There are actually several different properties here. So here, when you are multiplying two powers with the same base, so this 4 would be the base, and you just simply add the exponents. So 2 plus 3 is 4 to the 5th. And we can just leave it right there. We don't even have to evaluate that. So just leave it as it is. If you are doing to a power raised to another power, I like to say that this one is super powerful. So you will actually multiply. And in my mind, multiplying is more powerful than adding. So power to a power, super powerful, you multiply. And then the last one, this one I like to say is kind of like distributing. So kind of like distributing. You can see on this one, now don't use order of operations. And on this one, that would tend to make sense to you, and you'll understand this more when we have some variables. But just apply this 5. So this is 3 to the 5th power, and then times 2 to the 5th power. So like I said, kind of like distributing. All right, let's go on down here and try some. So multiplying powers with the same base, you add, like it says up above. So this would be 2 to the 4 plus 5, which is 2 to the 9th. Now, and make sure this looks like a 2. Mine looks like a Z. Do you have to do this step in the middle? I don't think so. But right now, it's just a good idea to have great notes down so that you can see what's going on. Where did this 9 come from? On this one, remember that any number has an implied exponent of a 1. So I'm going to put this in parentheses as well and put that 1. Anytime that there are parentheses in your base, I would strongly suggest, no, not strongly suggest, I would say just always put them there. So if there are parentheses, always put them. 1 plus 6 is 7. Last one, we have variables. We don't freak out on variables. You have x to the 3rd times x to the 7th. You add those together, and that is simply x to the 10th. So that should be pretty straightforward for you. Excuse me. And then a power to a power. Like I said before, this is super powerful. So this is going to be 3 to the 4 times 3. Before we were adding, now we're multiplying. So this one is 3 to the 12th. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This one, again, power to a power, we are multiplying, so that is W to the 20th. Now, later down the road, right now this may seem easy, and on this one we'll write multiply. But if you ever get stuck and you're freaking out and you can't remember what to do, you can always write these as repeated multiplication. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. Times 2 to the 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many 2's do I have here multiplied together? 9. So if you can't remember, oh, am I supposed to add this or multiply? You can do that. This one would be 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 4th is 3 to the 4th. Okay, I wrote that down 3 times. And then this would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. This one would also be 4 3's. This one would also be 4 3's. So altogether, then you would have 12. So if you're really having a brain freeze, and you cannot remember what you're doing, then you can always write it out like long multiplication. All right, finding the power of a product, like I said above, this is kind of like distributing. So this is going to be 2 to the 3rd and x to the 3rd. Simple as that. This one, this squared is on the parentheses, this power of 2. So it goes on the 3 and the x and the y. So kind of like distributing, make sure you apply that squared to all parts inside the parentheses. All right, go ahead and flip it. These say on your own. Let's see, do you need any hints here? Let's see, I can tell you that these are like example 1 on the front of your notes on the last page. This is like example 2. And these are like example 3. Let's see, what else might you need in here? Don't forget your parentheses on this one. Okay, and then you're going to need to put your exponent in there. Don't forget what exponent is here. What did I say exponent there always is behind something? Go back and look that up if you need to. But there is an exponent there. And the rest of these I think you'll be fine with. So let's go on down here. Don't forget to go back and do those or pause and do them now. This one's pretty tricky. We're definitely going to want to talk through this one together. So it says a gigabyte of computer storage space is 2 to the 30th bytes. So that's 2 times itself 30 times. The details of a computer are shown. How many bytes of total storage space does the computer have? They gave us a hint. They said 64 is 2 to the 6th. So this computer's total space, total storage space, total space is 64. And they said that 64 is equal to 2 to the 6th power. So we have 64 gigabytes, and each gigabyte has 2 to the 30th. So each, when you have each, that's normally going to imply multiplication. So we are going to do 2 to the 6th times 2 to the 30th. So there are 64 gigabytes, which is this, and each one has this. So if we multiply those together, we add the exponents, and there's our answer. So that's it. Pretty quick on that one for today. Please make sure you scroll back up, go back to the top of your page, and do the on your owns if you did not already. All right, good work.